right, good evening and welcome into the show. My name is Rob Sanders. I am here in my in the home studio here. By the way, everyone in the chat room already giving me shit. Rob is taking a shit. Rob is ironing his sleeveless shirt before the show. Where are you fat guys? Thank you, Dr. Vol. Do you think that Dr. Vol runs around and he's just a beacon of health? I asked my friend, the number one Gamecock YouTuber on the planet,
Well,
Mr. Carolina.
I've seen him do a video or two before. He's fairly trim. I mean, he looks kind of like a Marine. Actually, he's not as big as us, and he's younger too, though. So he's probably got a lot more. His metabolism's probably sharper.
Or he's on the meth.
That's possible as well. Billy says, great video today. You're on Jackpot. Thank you very much, Billy.
One other thing too before we get into our stuff tonight. We've got so many different little things we're going to get into this evening. I want to use Jackpot sends me screenshots of things that people say, and I want to make this a bit on the show where it's basically Jackpot slaps somebody around or someone says something stupid. I've got to go into the think bank here and figure out what I'm going to call it, but it's basically Jackpot just shitting on people on Twitter and in YouTube. Pretty much what it boils down to.
Well, I mean, some of them actually deserve it. Some people just say dumb things. They really do.
Yeah, and it's true. And some of them, it's like, and the stuff he sends me, I mean, he cherry picks. I mean, it is the absolute cream of the crop, the low-hanging fruit, whatever it is you want to call it. Jackpot has it. So there you go with that. Anyway, we'll do some little Jackpot shitting on people in a little bit. We're also going to talk about childish Kentucky fans. What else do we got? We've got one preview magazine, pick the Gamecocks to not do well. We'll get Jackpot's thing on that. And yeah, all kinds of other stuff. So there's that. Shout out to my buddy Izzo watching online. Jonathan over there in the YouTube channel, we appreciate him. We're going to talk about your Gamecocks this evening a little bit. We're going to talk about childish Kentucky fans, all kinds of good stuff. But before we get started, we have to thank Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. They sponsor the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. People are already talking to me about this Jackpot. I mean, it's our signature event, isn't it? I mean, we get it together here shortly.
Yeah, I normally towards the end of July, 1st of August is when it really starts heating up. People start asking questions, and we start really promoting it. And that's when normally around the first or second week of August is when the money starts kind of flowing in for the spots. So yeah, it's gonna be $20 this year. Same as always. During inflation, we're not going up. We're not going up to $30 this year. We're sticking at $20. Now, it depends on how many people actually get into this thing. As far as that goes, participation will determine how big the pot's going to be. So we've really got to share the videos about it. When I start making videos about getting folks in there, really got to share that around, get it to people who normally wouldn't be reached on your social media, and get them in the contest, as many people as possible.
Well, and look, and I know Jackpot does a series of videos like right up to it, and some people are like, all right, we get it. Look, the reality is that we want to, and the guys at Callaway's love this thing too. They like the idea of you can put in $20 and possibly get $2,000 at Christmas time. Who the hell doesn't want that? And
yeah, tax-free. Yeah.
Jackpot's not taking any taxes on this damn shit. It's just going to be right. But yeah, I mean, it's our signature event of the season, and we talk about it big time. Where we do lots of college spreads talk and all that rolling along there.
Keeps us really, really engaged during the season.
It does. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. Jackpot and I will finish in the top 10 this year, both of us. I'm confident in both of our abilities. I'm also confident that Peg and Megan will finish in the bottom 10. He is dumb as fuck and doesn't know anything about football. He will
And
finish in the
it keeps the season exciting too, because I agree. I think you'll agree with me to some certain extent. Everybody gets amped up for week 1, 2, 3. Everybody gets amped up for week 11 and rivalry week, but kind of in there around week 6, 7, 8, we kind of hit a little bit of a lull in the season. I mean,
right.
it gets, kind of like, damn, it's a long ass season. But that's just me. Now, everybody will be over in the chat and say, "Oh, well, damn, the hell no! I'm in it. I went from the beginning of September all the way through January." But that's not true.
Yeah, they're all liars. We will make one exception for Billy. Billy, who is almost 70 years old. He doesn't believe in PayPal and Venmo and Cash App, but he will mail Jackpot $20. So what to figure out a way for him to send money to Jackpot. Not everybody gets to do that. Holy crap. It's a there's a lot of work that goes into this. Jackpot has to manage getting everybody into it, and then once the season starts, every week it's updating standings and picking. I mean, there's some work that goes into it, but it is definitely one of our cool things that we do. So, Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, sponsored by Callaway's Bar and Grill. All you Georgia fans, I know that y'all are bringing your ass to Columbia in what, week 3? You need to go to Callaway's and have yourself some wings there. All kinds of good stuff, good food, all of that at Callaway's. Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. Billy says, send him
Hopefully the good Lord turns up the temperature in Columbia that day by like 5 to 7 degrees on where the sun will hit on their side of the stadium, and just absolutely scorch the shit out of those son of a bitches.
Well, the crazy thing is that Williams-Brice Stadium holds what, 80,000 people, but they've got those metal stands.
They reduced it a little bit. I think it's like 78. They put those boxes in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they put those in for those rich people. Those people that like to fart through silk. That's not us. No, sir.
That definitely is not us. I own no silk, and I don't fart. Well, never mind. That's a lie. I fart through cotton. Does that count?
Very good.
And sometimes I just fart just into thin air at nighttime when I don't wear any undies in bed.
We learned last week that you had your own spank shed when you were a kid. I mean, we learned something new about Jackpot every week.
It wasn't necessarily built for that purpose. I told you my cousin built the thing and I kind of took over it.
You were an engineer and you made it work with your own spank shed with your French porn magazine.
Somebody in the chat actually said that magazine is actually published in the United States. I'm like, okay.
I don't give a shit. French boobs are the same as American boobs. They're all boobs, right?
Yeah, it's been like, oh my God, that's been 30 plus years ago.
I mean, Benjamin Franklin, one of our founding fathers, he pretty much, what? Oh, I didn't realize my daughter was downstairs. We're talking about all this silly stuff. Look, Benjamin Franklin, Google him. He died of syphilis. There's a reason why. He got it in France. There you go. That's all you need to know about that. All right. Anyway, let's get into we have to do DNC Trucking and Transport. Thanks to Dennis Wilson from DNC Trucking and Transport, who is been a show sponsor forever, and we appreciate him. He is a commodity moving expert, moving everything from sod to logs to every damn thing else. Dennis Wilson. By the way, if you need a job and you have a CDL license, go and find Dennis on Facebook, and he will put you to work. All right, but he also pays for Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, tell us a story.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. My football or my fan base is sort of like mosquitoes, all mouthy in the summer, not worth a shit in October. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. All right, Jackpot.
I'm telling you, that magazine, though, I mean, there was one not to be careful here on set. There was one gal in there with long, dark hair, and she was on her knees on the bed where they took the pose. There was just no other nudity than that. But good Lord, them jugs, she had a damn set of milker, son. Them son of bitches as big as Ontario. I ain't kidding you.
I love Jackpot measures things by a Canadian province. That's how Jackpot measures things. They're as big as a province in Canada.
Well, I mean, as big as Saskatchewan.
Big as Saskatchewan. Holy crap. All right. Anyway, uh, we appreciate Dennis Wilson from DNC Trucking and Transport. By the way, I have to give Jackpot credit on something. On the Friday afternoon show that I put on here on the fine Carolina Jackpot channel, also on YouTube at Rob Sounds Good, and on the Facebook page, robandkaleshow.com, all that good stuff there. There was back and forth with some Tennessee folks, and someone said something to Jackpot about Jackpot was making fun of Josh Heupel, and Jackpot was chunky just like Heupel, and Jackpot said, "I'll knock the yellow off of your tooth." I laughed about that. I'll knock the yellow off of your tooth.
Well, I mean, who better to make fun of Heupel for being a fat ass than a fat ass? I mean, come on.
Oh man.
Dr. Bark over there in chat asked about this picture. Did she have fur? I don't know. It was just a side shot of the topless thing there, but this was in like 1987, 1988-ish. So I would venture to say yes.
Yeah, there was probably that was going on down there. Big Barney Ross with a good comment. Shit ton is my favorite unit of measurement. You're very good there, Big Barney Ross. I'm with you. All right, so Jackpot, look, you want to talk about what Pick Six preview said first about the Gamecocks? You want to go there first? Or you want to talk about Kentucky fans?
Well, sure. Let's talk about the Pick Six.
All right, so Pick Six previews put out their predictions for South Carolina, and they weren't feeling it, Jackpot. They've got the Gamecocks, as I'll show you here in just a second. They got the Gamecocks picked to finish 5th in the SEC East. Jackpot, are you buying that?
I don't necessarily think that's going to happen, but I get the logic behind that pick. I mean, you got to kind of prove that you're a little better than that before people are going to start buying into you. And there's just so much there in the middle, below Georgia, and then when you get to Vanderbilt, I mean, there's a clear top and a clear bottom to the division. But to me, those 2 through the 6 teams, I mean, any one of them could jump up and surprise the hell out of somebody, and any one of them could tank and disappoint. We'll talk about that in a minute, talking about jumping up and surprising somebody.
Well, let me ask you this, Jackpot, and maybe this is just me from the outside looking in. These are from Pick Six previews. I don't know exactly how that's going to shape up, but we shall see. But I thought we'd share those. We're going to pick our stuff here before too long, but I thought we'd have that. But here's my thing, Jackpot. It seems like every season we have when we're picking the SEC East, and not just us, but I mean across the country, it's pretty much going to be rock solid that Mizzou is going to finish 5th, 6th, or 7th. Do you think that people just kind of overlook Mizzou and they're always a team that ends up biting some folks? Or with this year, I mean, it may be correct. I mean, I don't feel really good about Mizzou this year, but it seems like Mizzou is always one of those teams that a lot of people may not even remember they're in the SEC by the way that they're picked.
Yeah, I think they get written off a little bit. They're another bunch. They could very easily very easily with just a little bit of more solid coaching and buy-in. They could very easily become a Kentucky type team with good lines of scrimmage, good fundamentally sound team, well coached that just can't quite get over the hump.
They need their fucking push.
They need a push. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that's a big deal. But are you buying what Dr. Vol is saying here? He thinks Vanderbilt beats somebody in the SEC this year.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, they haven't won an SEC game since 2019. They're going to win one at some point. I just hope it's not my Gamecocks. It damn near was this past year. And we play them in Nashville. I mean, my God, how embarrassing would that be? I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. But, they could beat somebody. They played okay down the stretch last year.
Yeah. I just think that we always end up with those two teams down near the bottom. And Vanderbilt, they can't keep going winless. I mean, Vegas has them projected at 3 wins. I personally think going to Hawaii at the beginning of the season, I think the Rainbow Warriors are going to slap them around the beginning of the season simply because of the time change and everything else having to fly, not across the country, but across the world. I mean, that's what's happening there with them.
Yeah, but you might think so. But you got to remember too, Vandy went out to Colorado State and won last year too. That's a pretty long trip.
Yeah, but in fairness, they had Mike Bobo Stench on that team, and remember, Mike Bobo is a fucko. You know that as well as I do.
Yeah, but I mean, fucking Hawaii is very depleted. They're not very good. They're going to be playing seriously. The Aloha Stadium is undergoing. I don't think they know if they're going to renovate it or if they're just going to tear the damn thing down and start over again. But seriously, this game is going to be played on like something that's like a cross between a middle school soccer stadium and like a elementary school playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, really weird.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I kind of agree with Dr. Vol there that Vanderbilt's going to beat somebody. Don't know who it is. Might end up being Mizzou. Who knows at this point?
Well, it's possible, I guess. I doubt it.
Yeah. All right. So moving along, though, Jackpot said he wanted to talk about teams that are going to surprise this year. Did you have a couple in mind there that you're thinking, you know what? We're going into talking season starting tomorrow. Who is it that you think is going to surprise folks this year?
Well, I mean, over in the SEC, I mean, we're just talking about them. I think Mizzou has a chance to surprise people this year. They've, solid defense coming back. They got rid of that Steve Wilkes, that fucking loser from the NFL. That sucked as defensive coordinator. They bring in, I was doing my research today. I forget his name, but he was the DC for Manny Diaz in 2019 and 2020, which, I mean,
he was the guy that brought he's the guy that brought like the junkyard chain or whatever to Miami, right?
Yeah, I think so. Which Manny Diaz, I mean, granted, I mean, he got fired, but he actually had some decent teams. The only reason Manny Diaz got fired is because they wanted to hire Mario Crystal Balls. Plain and simple. So I think they'll be better defensively. And then you got to look on offense. They got to replace running back Tyler Beatty, but this kid Brady Cook is a decent quarterback, and he's got a 5-star all everything wide receiver there in Luther Burden, who's coming in as a true freshman to throw to. He's also got the guy from Ohio State, Mookie Cooper, who did some good stuff last year, and then they've got another wide receiver there, Mr. Dove. So they got like a 3-headed monster as far as in receiving. Running the football, I don't know about, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I want to play them. And you got to think. I mean, if Drinkowitz has those kind of weapons on offense, he's going to figure out an innovative way to use them. He's a pretty good offensive mind.
He is. He is. Um, my my team that I think is going to bite somebody, the more and more I look, is Mississippi State. They've got Will Rogers coming back at quarterback. He threw for almost 5,000 yards in 2021. 15 other returning starters on offense, which means they've got that air raid or whatever the hell it is that Mike Leach does. They've got that. I mean, they run a
Yep.
gimmick offense, sort of like Tennessee does. But they've got that gimmick figured out with 15 guys coming back, and they're one of the most experienced teams, I think, in the conference. They ranked in the top 30 nationally in both offense and total defense last year. So why is it that we keep looking at them and thinking, man, they're going to fall behind? I think they're a team that could win 8 games. I think their schedule is brutal, but the more and more I look and the more and more you follow what Mike Leach has done, year 3, that offense is pretty stout. Wherever he's been. And I think they're going to be fine. I think they'll win 8 games this year. I really do.
Yeah, I had someone on Twitter that told me that he thought they would finish second in the SEC West this year. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to go that far with it, but
I wouldn't be surprised because I think so many people are on the Jimbo Fisher train, and once they realize that he is a used car salesman, and then which they're figuring out at Texas A&M. Texas A&M could finish 4th in the West this year. They could. I think their ceiling is second, but they could finish 4th. Remember that. This is the same team that went 8-4 last year, beat Alabama, and still finished 8-4. No one knows who their quarterback is either, by the way. So there's that.
yeah.
All right, let's get to our segment of Jackpot slaps some people around. This is actually kind of funny. So Jackpot, let's see here. We'll go with this one first. All right, Jackpot, tell us a little bit about this. This was from no, yeah, was this is the one you sent me, right? Today?
No, I
No.
didn't send you that today, but
No. All right. Well, yeah, you could talk about that one. Go ahead.
Jim over in the comment section for a few weeks ago, this one says didn't really do good against the Taters. Understatement of the year. You knew what Clemson's game plan was. Definitely not a pass attack. And I said, piss poor tackling on our part. I was off the hinges mad, which is true. I was back watching some highlights of that this afternoon. Actually, our friend, the Shadow of Death Valley, posted a 2021 Clemson season highlights extended video, which more than half of the video focused on the South Carolina game. Shock. But watching the first couple runs there by Shitley, both times could have had the guy in the backfield, and just stepped right through a tackle. Just absolutely embarrassing to me.
Well, anyway, up next, this one is another one that you sent me, Jackpot. This is move the goalpost, and then you says, when is the last time y'all had more than 9 wins? And then
this is a Tennessee fan like trying to clown me here, and I said 2013, which is 6 seasons more recently than Tennessee. The last time they did it was 2007. So he doesn't even know what his own team's fucking records were.
Yeah. All right, and the next one. Oh, this one's good too. And this gets into the
my God. That's the Kentucky fan up there. Says, I bought Phil Steele's college football magazine every year for the past 20 years. But after seeing his top 40 and where he had us and where he had U of L, I decided not to waste my money this year because apparently no longer does any research at Phil Steele. Which Phil Steele actually replied to the tweet and says, you sound just like the Florida fans did last summer after I did not have Florida in my preseason top 25. Come on, man. I mean, first of all, I mean, obviously you bought the damn magazine if you knew where your team was ranked at. Second of all, you've been buying it for the past 20 damn years. You ain't fitting to stop buying it. Quit lying. And third, I mean, what makes you think that you're so vastly superior to Louisville? If you've been buying it for 20 years, I'm sure they've been better than you for at least 10 to 12 of those. Come on, give me a break.
And another set from a Kentucky fan here. This is BBN Cats
Yeah,
with an
this is my video I did just I uploaded just about an hour and a half ago. The Kentucky Wildcats 2022 season preview and predictions. I predicted the team to go 7-5. He says delusional. And I mean, I'm like, what is delusional about it? Okay, so of course I picked him to lose to the Gamecocks. I said you beat the Gamecocks, still puts you at 8-4. Is it a little less delusional now? You have questions at wide receiver and in the secondary. Don't kill the messenger. I mean, come on now. I'm not being delusional. I mean, I have no reason to slam your team. I just call it like I see it.
Yeah. By the way, under that knowledge, I'm going to go over and comment on that now because I have a nice snarky comment to send his way. Anyway, I think we're going to try to do this when we can. It's basically Jackpot slapping people around in the comment section. All right, Jackpot, you want to take some calls? Oh, you want to talk about Dabo Sweeney's pink suit first? You want to go into that?
Sure.
All right. So yesterday, Dabo Sweeney had his annual women's clinic, which is a big fundraiser for breast cancer research. They've bought so many mobile mammogram things, making it a lot easier for women to get scanned for breast cancer. It's a great thing that Coach Sweeney does every year. He wore a pink suit yesterday, and they had pink lights blaring down on him, so it looked like everybody was just pinked out, and that it was for the symbolism of breast cancer research. And there were people making fun of it online. And Jackpot, brother, you went to defend Dabo Sweeney. What is
Yeah,
wrong with
because
you?
I mean, I realized, yes, Dabo is a little bit of a cornball. I mean, with some of the goofy shit he does, but I mean, that's just like at one point I used to think, well, he's just a fucking fake ass motherfucker. But then I'm like, I really think that's just his personality. I think he's just goofy like that. The fedora, that was a goofy touch. But I mean, for the cause that it was for, I mean, it was for a good cause. I mean, I'm not going to shit on that. I mean, come on, anybody that does is like, I don't know. That's just wrong. I mean, the Spurs Up Show dude even shit on it. Shock. He makes fun of what special needs people. But then he came back and said, "Well, man, I wasn't really. It's a good cause, I agree with, but you got to agree that fedora was priceless or something." I don't know what he said to me. It was backpedaling.
Um, Dabo Sweeney, when he does stuff like that, he is catering to these soccer moms, and the soccer moms that beat down the door to come and spend what is it, $100 to come to this clinic where they pack Little John, and he goes out there and they put on a show for them, and all the money goes to breast cancer research. And you know what? If you get one more person scanned for breast cancer and it ends up saving them, and it was because Dabo Sweeney wore a goofy ass hat, wear a goofy ass hat. Who gives a shit? It was pretty insane, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people are so upset.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like we've got to. I mean, we're just so ready for the season to be here or something. We just got to manufacture things to shit on. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
last year was a little bit different when they were doing strip teases. You remember that? That was
oh
that was
yeah, that was
over the top.
that was longer ago than that. Well, it was several years ago, wasn't it?
Well, it was
Before
like
COVID.
maybe it was 2 seasons ago where
It was before
they were.
COVID.
Yeah, it was. Maybe my brain's just mush, but
That was Christian
they,
Wilkins. So that
yeah.
had to be 2018 or so. I don't know. But anyway, is nobody makes fun of the major league players that carry pink bats around on Mother's Day for breast cancer awareness? Come on now.
All right, let's take some calls, Jackpot. 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. That is the number to dial if you'd like to join us for the program this evening. Uh, Kentucky fans, we're at the point now where it's almost put up or shut up with Kentucky fans, because if they don't come through this year and build off that 10-win season, I mean, Kentucky's just going to be back to waiting for midnight madness. I mean, that's kind of where they are. Tennessee fans, they may get, if they don't do well this year, they may be in the same boat, Jackpot.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's go out to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Hey, it's Big Barney Ross. I got a question for y'all.
Yeah, what you got?
A, B, or C? Georgia wins the national championship, hates everybody, wants their quarterback fired, and just miserable all summer. Or B, Tennessee wins the national championship and they're back, and you got to listen how it's not a gimmick offense for the next 11,865,000 years. Or option C, Missouri wins the national championship and you got to listen to everybody say they're great. Which one of them would you pick? Barney Ross, I'm out.
C, without a doubt.
Yeah, I would go with C, because then we would have a bunch of. Now, we have Missouri fans that follow the show here. I know that. But in the comments section over here, we would have Tennessee and Georgia fans just killing each other every day. I mean, if that actually happened, the fighting that would go on there would be outstanding. So, yeah, I would go with C. Anyway, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Getting heated over there. Jay says, Gator fan, I wouldn't swap your crappy life for mine. God, you guys are vicious over there, man. Absolutely.
Neil says, do Mizzou fans exist? Yes, they do.
Absolutely do. They
I
absolutely
can hook you up with a funny podcast.
Yeah, they haven't done a show in a while, but the Mazodcast is a friend of the program.
Yeah.
Even though last year we about had to have it out with those guys for a little bit. They booked Jackpot on the show and kind of do we want to use the term they ghosted you, Jackpot, or they just forgot? I don't know.
I think they just forgot.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. But yeah, they put on a solid show about Mizzou, which is actually kind of funny. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. That's not true, Jason. I know Missouri fans that live all over the place. So there's that. There's that. Okay. Eric says Mizzou fans are like Bigfoot. They're there, you just don't see them. Mizzou fans are like Bigfoot. I like that. All right, 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. Hoverbilly Paul, a good point. How do you forget Jackpot? I don't know. It's the middle of the season. It's all kind of shit going on.
I don't know.
I mean, what a mess. I don't know, man. I think it's hard to forget Jackpot too. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. We were talking about the Tennessee and Kentucky folks. Who do you think needs the bigger season, Tennessee or Kentucky, Jackpot?
Oh, Tennessee for sure. High hopes, high expectations.
Yeah, we shall see upon that. It's going to be interesting to see how, and like you've got, we were talking about the pick six previews, how they've got 1 through 6 there, and the fall off from 2 to 6 could be just a game or two. I mean, if you go out and you're if you're Mizzou and you go and you beat Tennessee, I mean, you can move up into that top 3 or 4. You really, really could. I mean, that's how one game could completely throw your schedule. From last season, South Carolina losing at Missouri to a team that, let's be honest, they were probably better than, kept South Carolina from going to a bigger bowl.
Yeah.
I really believe.
SEC Dog says, who has more fans, Vanderbilt or Mizzou? I've never met a Missouri fan. Well, Missouri Stadium's about twice as big as Vanderbilt's, and I know they filled it up before. And when Vanderbilt Stadium's been full, it's normally full of fans of the visiting team. So,
Yeah. All right. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. There are fans for Mizzou. They're there. In fact, I venture to say that I've met more in person. I've met more Mizzou fans than I've met Mississippi State fans. How's that? How's that rolling for you? I don't know. Tilly says if you call high hopes for Tennessee regular season wins, I'm in. SEC Dog says fair enough, Jackpot, but I actually met a Vanderbilt fan. I met a Vanderbilt fan once. It's like
was it a baseball game?
It was actually at a baseball game. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Vol Steak says it's so cool to see Tennessee fans in Florida. Yeah, I get you on that. And Vanderbilt, by the way, I mean, do they really care about football? I mean, if you see their stadium and the way that they do things, they're just getting that SEC media check, man. That's what they're doing.
Well, last summer I was in. I had on a different hat than this. I was in Times Square, and somebody yelled at me, "Go Cox!"
Well, there are Gamecock fans everywhere. Gary Mills went to a bar in New York City. Yeah, everyone loves the Gamecocks, but no, it's Gary Mills went to a bar in New York City that was like not far from Times Square, and they had a big, huge South Carolina flag in the bar. So I thought that was kind of interesting. He took a picture of that, and Gary's like, "Oh, look at us, we're everywhere." Oh, shut up, Gary.
National brand.
This is a giant cock.
Yeah, I mean, they put that into an actual movie, so people love all that. Billy says Tennessee just renovated Neyland Stadium and lost 540 seats. Yes, it's the 5th largest stadium in the country. Yeah. Okay.
If you've ever watched really close in the movie Rudy, when they're in the tunnel, or when Rudy's in the tunnel walking around, just fucking around the stadium or whatever, when he's doing the groundskeeper work, that big tunnel they go through there, right at the top of it, there's a South Carolina sticker up there.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't remember that, but yeah, you're right, Jack.
No doubt put there during the 1984 win over Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you lost 540 fans up at Neyland Stadium. That's about 8 teeth, right? I just love
8 or 9. Yeah.
8 or 9. God damn. Gator fan says, I don't know what the deal is with Jay and Gator fan, but he says, all I'm saying, Jay, is don't take shots at Jimbo. He's not in here. Who are we talking about taking shots at Jimbo Fisher? Is that what you're talking about?
No. I think this is an insider deal. I don't think this is Jimbo.
Oh, no, I got it. Jay says Gator fan is in love with Jimbo. This is effing weird. Look, if you love Jimbo Fisher, then that's on you. I mean, Peg and Megan loves Jimbo Fisher. He's got his limited edition Jimbo Fisher knee pads that he shines up every time before he calls the program that tell us that Texas A&M is a lock to win the West.
Babes and Waves says, why y'all hate on Spurs up show?
What do we hate? We didn't hate on any. We didn't hate on any show today. Did we say we hated on anything? I don't remember that.
No, we were just talking about him with the making fun of special needs people.
Yeah, I mean he did that. He apologized for it. I mean, whatever. He does his own program, man. He's got a long list of folks that follow his stuff, and more power to him, man. I mean, from what I gather, he's got a nice big place in downtown Columbia where he's close to the program. Good for him. Good for him. So there you go. 803-470-2905. Dr. Vol says Bama has to be the most annoying fans to run into a bar when Sweet Home Alabama comes on. You really want to come at us with that, where you guys play Rocky Top every 8 seconds?
Oh God!
Like I mean, literally, I'd rather hear Sweet Home Alabama than fucking Rocky Top every 8 seconds. Tennessee, like, you guys could be down by 30 points, and you guys get a first down. You're playing fucking Rocky Top.
Wait, I mean, is he talking about Sweet Home Alabama, the song, or is he talking about the movie with Reese Witherspoon?
I'd watch Reese Witherspoon. Why not? No, but I think he's talking about the song.
Oh, okay.
Billy says he can handle Rocky Top about 5 times a game. Look, when I went and watched Tennessee play Clemson in the Peach Bowl, we were literally right in front of the Tennessee band, and I'm not joking. They played that fucking song so many times. I was fucking done with it. And like the Clemson band at the end, when the clock hit zeros, they played Rocky Top to be assholes, and I was pissed at them. Normally, I like when you run that kind of smack at somebody, but after I'd heard it all fucking game, I didn't want to hear it anymore.
They didn't really have a lot to play Rocky Top about during that game. I mean,
they play it every first down, if I remember correctly. Every first down, every score. I mean, defense off the field, they
got their ass whipped, if I remember correctly.
They certainly did. And Billy says, and I hate to say it, but that fucking Rooster's got to go too. South Carolina didn't have a lot of tradition for a while, so they've hung on to the rooster crowing, which is annoying as fuck. And the whole thing with Sandstorm, that's like, my wife watches and she's like, why are they waving the white flag at the beginning of the game? Because, they're all idiots waving towels at the beginning of the game, and it, whatever. You do what you do there.
That the Tennessee Clemson Peach Bowl, didn't that come at the end of the season? After the touchdown Clemson game.
Yeah,
Todd Ellis said it 9 times.
Yeah, that was not very good if you're a Gamecock fan. Anyway, 802-470-2905. Final call for calls. The Rooster is annoying. The Cowbells are agonizing at Mississippi State. There, Harry Leg says, I thought they just kept those cowbells going to keep the cows away from the stadium. I thought that was part of the reason the SEC allowed that. I don't know. I could be wrong. All right. Well, anyway, we'll be back at it here on Wednesday night, Jackpot. I will be in the Queen City at ACC kickoff at a fine hotel room not far down from the Westin, where they will be doing the ACC Media Days. And we'll be bringing you... Oh, well, let's go to the phones first. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. Texas A&M fan.
Hello, Texas A&M fan.
What's going on tonight, gentlemen? Hey, listen, Rob, I was listening to you earlier on your day show.
Yeah.
And you were kind of wondering about who Texas A&M's running back is. I guess you don't pay any attention to the preseason SEC all conference picks, because A&M's running back is all SEC preseason #1 pick. So I guess you know
sir, respectfully,
David Achane.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Devin Achane. First team all SEC running back.
He's not first all SEC running back. You can't say that because the media hasn't made their picks yet. They don't do it until media days are over. So he's not first team all SEC anything. Okay? He may be in some publication. Maybe in some publication like, I don't know, the Jimbo Fucks a Dog weekly thing over there, where they put him over there as their first team running back. But until the media anoints him as the first team running back, he's not a first team running back. And by the way, if he ends up being the first team running back, that says a lot about the SEC, and y'all have gone to shit as a conference. So there's that too.
Well, like I said, I don't know what publication I saw it or whatever. I guess it depends on which one you look at. They're all kind of fucked up. I'll give you that or whatever. But
yeah, the Jimbo Fisher Fucks a Dog show. That's probably where you read that at.
Yeah, and you were like, A&M doesn't have a quarterback. Well, they've got 3 quarterbacks. They got probably 3 better quarterbacks than fucking Clemson has.
Well,
I know
that
they
may
do.
be true, sir. Respectfully, though, Jackpot, if you're running out 3 quarterbacks, do you really have a quarterback?
I don't. Well, I mean, I guess you got to make a choice.
Yeah. So there you go with that. What else you got there, Texas A&M fan?
Well, and I don't know. I'm still kind of on this Saban bullshit. You know, he's kind of pissed me off talking his little cheap ass bullshit. But let's put it in perspective. If Saban had stayed at Michigan State, how many fucking national championships would he have won at Michigan State? You figure that one out. That's real simple. So he's not a good fucking coach. He's a fucking good recruiter. He can't coach shit unless he's got a fucking all-star team. He would have never won a championship at Michigan State. He never did, and he never would have. And you know that, and I know that. So he's not a fucking good coach. That's my opinion. I'm staying by it.
But Texas A&M fan, he won one at LSU.
He won one at LSU. You forgot about that one?
Well, no, you can't take that one from him. But look at all the fucking people on his staff helping him too. You had goddamn Jimbo was down there, and every fucking other coach in the world came from under there. So, I mean, it wasn't just on him. Yeah, but you can't take that away from him. He won that one, but still, that's one. That's all he would have today if he had stayed at Michigan State. So
let me make sure that I completely understand what you're saying here. You're saying that Jimbo Fisher is not a good coach. I'm saying I'm sorry. You're saying Nick Saban is not a good coach. Is that where you're going?
I'm just saying he's an average coach. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I'm just saying he's an average coach. I say he's the best recruiter of all time. He's definitely figured out how he figured out the system better than anybody else, and he took advantage of that. And you got to applaud him for that. But it wasn't coaching. It was fucking money. He bought all those teams, and that's already been proven.
Okay.
And everybody knows it. So. Like I said, maybe I shouldn't knock the guy. I mean, like I said, he does have more championships than anybody else. How he got him, I guess, is immaterial. But, to put this motherfucker on a pedestal, and then he goes around crying because fucking Texas A&M got one fucking recruiting class. One. He's had 11 of the last 13 number one classes. We get one class, and he's got no class and goes on to the fucking press conference and says, oh, they balled all their well, goddamn, what have you been doing for 15 years, motherfucker? You a cowardly little piece of shit bastard Saban, slice bread motherfucker, So, yeah, I don't have no fucking respect for that bitch at all. He sucked my dick.
Anything else?
No, really, I guess it's a little too far. That's a little too much. But I do think South Carolina does have an outside chance of beating A&M this year. The way the schedule falls, South Carolina has an excellent chance of beating A&M. I'm a realist, but I don't see it happen. But the way the schedule falls, this would be a good chance for them to beat us. But like I said, next year's our year. So this year I ain't got a lot of expectations this year. We will beat Mississippi State.
Y'all are on the wait. Y'all just wait till next year train. Okay. Hey, I appreciate it, but
no, Rob, y'all do a good job. Like I said, I get a little carried away on some of this bullshit, but yeah, I mean, we're all football fans. I mean, if you're going to come in here, you got to pull for your team. Somebody's got to. I mean, it's really kind of crazy that a bunch of grown fucking men here are watching 18, 19-year-olds run around. How come they don't have like a motherfucking like a science project or some goddamn? How come there ain't 100,000 people coming to a college to fucking see these brilliant ass students that are actually fucking accomplishing something, throwing around a goddamn pigskin, and we're immortalizing these motherfuckers.
Nobody likes nerds. Nobody likes nerds. What the hell, man?
I don't like them, but I mean, in the real big scheme of things, come on. I mean, if you look at this objectively or whatever, I mean, these guys aren't going to class. We know that. They're getting all their shit thrown to them. So you got, what's the university about? What is this all really came to, where we got 110,000 people paying $200 to sit out there for 4 hours and watch fucking teenagers play football? Have we really got nothing fucking better? Really? Is that what it's come to? I mean, you got all these brilliant fucking kids, nerd-ass kids in there fucking actually doing something to help society. And we got all these fucking thug-ass fucking teenagers out here getting arrested and playing football, and they're fucking immortalizing these bitches. Anyway, I'm out.
Wait. I don't know. Hey, here's more of Texas A&M caller.
hope you find a therapist who can help you.
I hope you die of ass cancer.
I mean, that's pretty much where he's at. Vandy Chris says, I have to ask you if Clark Lee can get Vanderbilt to 5 wins without getting any attention as coach of the year, considering where they are coming from. I don't know. That's a good question. One other comment that I wanted to
probably would get him consideration, but probably would not get it. But it should. I mean, yeah, would definitely get him consideration. That would mean they win 3 out of their 4 non-conference games, or maybe they sweep their non-conference slate. And who they have in the non-conference there? Rob, is it
Hawaii?
Hawaii?
Yeah, then they've got
Northern Illinois.
Yeah, Directional School from Illinois. And I can't remember the other one. I don't have it in front of me, but Big Barney Ross says the caller should be for the governor of Texas. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Hawaii, NIU, Elon, and Wake Forest. I mean, I can see winning 3 of those. I don't see Vanderbilt beating Wake Forest. That would mean they win 2 SEC games.
Here's the poll question that we should keep up for the week. I'll put this out on Twitter. What happens first? Vanderbilt beats South Carolina, or South Carolina beats Texas A&M? Which one's more likely to happen first? There's a question. That's some funny shit right there, Jackpot.
I honestly think South Carolina beats Texas A&M. Happens before that.
Yeah. By the way, South Carolina, I think, is the only team in the past, in their last 10 meetings against Vanderbilt, to go 10-0. I read
South Carolina's the no SEC East team. Every SEC East team has lost to Vanderbilt since South Carolina last lost to Vanderbilt. That also includes Georgia.
Georgia's 2-8 in their last 10 against them, I believe, if I read correctly.
8-2, you mean?
I'm sorry. Yeah, 8-2. My bad. Yeah, but they're 8-2 against. Hold on, let me look that up to make sure, so I'm not silly here.
They lost in 2016. They lost in Kirby's first year.
And they were not very happy about that. Georgia's won 4 in a row. And then let's see here. 1, 2, 3. They lost to them in 2013 in Nashville, and then 2016 in Athens. So they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they've won 8 out of the last 10. So Vanderbilt's had success against Georgia, more success against Georgia than South Carolina. So there you go with that. All right, Jackpot, it's been a great show, and I'll be back at it tomorrow here at 3:00 as we roll along.
James
here.
Thompson says you should have lost last year, but Zeb saved your ass. James, your team should have lost to Syracuse, should have lost to Georgia Tech, and should have lost to Boston College last year. What's your point?
We'll take one more call before we leave, since they're calling. Be the show of the people. Welcome into the program. Good afternoon. What the fuck was that? I mean, I don't even know where to go with that, but
it was a fart noise.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? I mean,
thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
What a great way to end the show.